Mills are a very they're a very lucrative business in a rural setting. It's the one service that people do use. It really changes the amount of time that people need for preparing food. And to make flour by hand, a kilo of maize, it takes 30 minutes to pound by hand, and you put it into a maize mill, it takes seconds. So the time saving, when people are bringing 10, 20 kilos of flour is huge, and people will often travel upwards of 10, 20 kilometers to the nearest mill. So by having more mills available, I think there's almost an endless market for maize mills.
Pelo modelo financeiro, cada moageira só individual, sem a MMM, pode fazer dinheiro e gerar lucros. Agora, o que a gente tem que trabalhar é para como manter a empresa, a MMM, sustentável, que é para poder pagar salários dos trabalhadores, pagar o escritório onde está funcionando a empresa, os serviços de transporte, os técnicos que têm que ir sempre para uma agência visitar. Então, nós temos que arranjar serviços de onde vem o financiamento, de onde vem o valor para sustentar essa empresa. Então, por isso, vamos trabalhar a partir de campanhas publicitárias, talvez vamos vender as paredes, vamos pintar as paredes, tá, como nós pensamos. Vamos vender os produtos, não sei o que, para uma parte daqueles produtos sustentarem a MMM.
Capital expenses were, I think, very below or very low compared to what we have found this year to be the actual costs. Which it's unfortunate, but it's a reality. It's changed the ease of starting up the project, and obviously from a testing point of view, the pilot plan was to buy 3 different mills and run them side by side, but in current testing, the cost of one mill is actually would have paid for all 3. So that when in terms of testing, I think it's made it a bit more difficult because it's a bigger commitment to the testing. I think that the project has moved away from some of the. There's been more focus on some areas and less on others, and storage and maize storage and blending have not been tested. I think that held off. And in terms of the actual maize project, going forward from here, I think that the focus needs to be narrowed. But in order to have reached this point, I think it was worth exploring a number of different options.
I think what Blake's study did was to make us realize that we would have to look for profit potential at other than the benefits to the maize mills of the services we were providing them. At some point we'll try to sell the whole thing, rather than have bit by bit for-profit investors. Although in a sense the maize mill owners would be, if we do start, having dividends or something before we sell it. Although my original thought was it's sort of as you get to break even, with a clear perspective on increased growth and a larger number of maize mills and also more sales, profitability, that's when you would sell it. Our board of directors is concerned about that. Right. And one of the questions they said was, how do we, if it's purely for profit, how do you ensure that in some way the new owners won't abuse the maize mill owners in some way, or
because you can set price ceilings when you're trying to sell.
Yeah, is there some way? And I think that we'll just have to see. I don't think it's good for them to alert us to that question. But you can ask for a continuing role on the board of directors. When you sell something, you can also. I mean, we're working with Ben and Jerry. I think Ben on some of the things right now, and he's still on the board of Ben and Jerry's, even though he sold the majority of it, and he's still involved in product development. So TechnoSurf could still play a role, I think, and we may require that.
É triste, é bocadinho chata. Temos que vender porque a TechnoSurf não vai ficar lá para sempre, não sei o quê. Mas é chato, porque é uma coisa que a gente está a construir com muito amor e carinho e vai doer um bocadinho. Se nós passamos para as mãos de alguém, passamos para a mão de alguém, a pessoa não tomar, não continuar a prestar os serviços. Porque acho que tem absolutamente. Não vamos só vender para qualquer um. Vamos tentar estabelecer um contrato para ver se a pessoa. A condição da compra dessa empresa deve haver algum coisa por aí. A condição é manter os padrões e ter alguém, sei lá, testemunhas para controlar.